Hi, and welcome to another video for Friday the 13th, the game. Today I'll be presenting the 10 most popular counselor perks from worst to first. There are 45 perks available for a player to choose from, 30 of which you can hold in your pre-game inventory, and 3 you can select to use for each counselor during the game. I will be providing some insight for each of the perks on this list, detailing both their upsides and downsides. I will also give an example of my opinion as to why each perk is of benefit for selection based on experience and style of play. Okay, let's head to camp and take a look at the first perk on our list. Ready? Well, let's get started. Beginning our countdown, and at number 10 on our list, is the perk I personally use for each and every one of my counselors, Nerves of Steel. This perk prevents the loss of your minimap when experiencing high levels of fear, usually when in the presence of Jason. It also gives a reduction to your counselor's overall fear level, effectively reducing Jason's ability to find you. Sounds good? Well, it also comes with a downside for a slight reduction in your character's sprint speed, and should you have good directional sense, it takes the place of one of your allocated slots. Personally, I like having the minimap at all times, and to have it obscured and impaired for me is not an option. However, for characters like Eric or Mitch, who already have a short sprint time, further reduction could be the difference between getting to that window or dying. The next perk on our list is pretty useful for all characters, and particularly for characters who prefer to play stealthy or lone wolf. Number 9 on our list is Low Profile. This perk gives the counselor an occasional immunity to Jason's sensibility. If Jason can't see you, then he can't kill you. And as the lone survivor, with the clock ticking, that one time that you don't light up like a Christmas tree could see you through the match. It also gives you faster movement when crouching, thus helping you with regaining your precious stamina. But it's not all a bed of roses. Like Nerves of Steel, this perk also comes with a reduction in sprint speed. If you're hiding in a corner of a map and Jason finds you because your perk fails, a hampered sprint speed will play to the favor of a pursuing Jason, especially if he's the running kind. Low Profile is an excellent perk, just don't rely on it. Coming in at number 8 on our list is a perk that gives you an item to use right from the start of the match, a map, which comes with Preparedness. It never hurts to be prepared, and the benefits of having a map cannot be understated. Not only does having a map ensure that you will know exactly where you are on the playing field at all times, but it also gives you the position of your fellow counselors, any highlighted items that may have been found, and the location of vehicles. Trying to escape from camp without a map is difficult to say the least, and for new players to the game, having a map is not just useful, it's essential. The perk also gives a slight reduction to a player's fear level, but in turn, like the two in the list before it, has a penalty to the counselor's overall sprint speed. However, to me, the biggest downside to having Preparedness as one of your perks is the fact that it takes up one of your 3 allocated slots. There are plenty of maps found in the drawers of cabins, and maps can also be attained from a camp notice board, which can be found on every map. Batter up! Next on our list, and coming in at number 7, is Heavy Hitter. If you're the kind of player that likes to stand toe-to-toe with Jason, then Heavy Hitter might just be the perk for you. This perk increases the stun time on Jason when inflicted with a baseball bat. It's the preferred choice of trolls, but it also buys valuable time for other counselors to make repairs. Players using Jason can get riled by the endless bashing and often focus solely on that counselor. Timing is key, and if you make a mistake, it could lead to your demise. Exchanging blows with Jason is very risky. In spite of the number of times you hit him, Jason will always rise and come back. The perk also comes with a reduction in your stamina recharge rate. And if your bat breaks and you're on the run, you'd better hope that you can find another weapon fast before Jason gets hold of you. This next perk on our list is a real headache for any player using the formidable serial killer. Speed is of the essence when the counselor's dad is a cop. I find number 6 on our list to be very amusing. Once the phone call has been made, Jason has but 5 minutes grace to kill the remaining counselors before the cops arrive. Or does he? This perk reduces the time of the call, and the epic version gives a total reduction of 1.5 minutes, and boy does that make a difference. I've had top-class Jasons complain on how they would have gotten us all if it had not been the use of this perk. The inherent downside is a decrease in vehicle speed, but who cares about that when your intention is to leave by the way of the police? The real downside to this perk is its chance for use. It's only useful if you make the call. If someone beats you to it, or the phone point is too well trapped, then it's one less perk to aid you in your attempt for survival. At the midpoint in our list is another perk for squaring up to Jason. At number 5 on our list is Swift Attacker. This perk is exactly as it states on the tin. It gives the counselor a quicker swing, which is harder for the player using Jason to gauge or predict. It also has the benefit of use with any melee weapon, from a machete to a pot or pan. In exchange of a swift attack is a slight reduction in damage that the weapon will inflict, but this perk is designed more for a surprise strike for means of escape than as a prerequisite for removing Jason's mask. However, when used in a combined effort to hurt Jason, Swift Attacker can certainly put the punches in. Think of it as a series of jabs rather than that of the knockout punch. Just shy of a podium spot is our next entry on this list. This perk effectively gives you an extra slot in your inventory and ensures that your counselor is at peak health after sustaining injury. Number 4 on our list is Medic. Though this perk doesn't supply you with a medi-spray beforehand, it does give you a second use from any can you may find. Whereas a counselor equipped with 2 cans and no perk uses up 2 spaces in their inventory, the counselor with this perk would have the same available use, but only take up 1 slot. It also gives you an incentive to help other players who may be injured while putting little risk onto yourself. Though selecting this perk may also give you a slight reduction with the damage your character can sustain, you can simply spray up and be on your way. Okay, now we're down to the final 3 most popular perks on our list, and at number 3 is a perk that is essential for any team member attempting to kill Jason, and a troll's most valuable attribute. You guessed it, I'm talking about Sucker Punch. Whereas Slugger increases your ability to stun Jason with a baseball bat, Sucker Punch allows you to do the same, but with all melee weapons. Don't get me wrong, a baseball bat is probably the best weapon to knock Jason on his ass. But what if the bat breaks, or you can't find one? A wrench can be very effective, not to mention an axe. Hitting Jason with a well-timed sucker punch is like breaking from his grasp with a pocket knife. You don't want to be in the position to have to use it, but it will buy you the time to make your escape and get to the next temporary safe haven. This perk comes with a slight reduction to sprint speed and frustrates Jason to no end, so keep it in mind that you may attain his boundless wrath. The final 2 perks were head and shoulders above the rest in regards to popularity. Not quite crossing the line in first, but coming runner-up and gaining the silver medal on our list, is Marathon. I don't need to explain to you the importance of stamina. You already know it. All counselors are faster than Jason when sprinting, but the formidable killer never loses stamina. He is relentless and will eventually narrow the gap, unless, of course, you have the perk Marathon. With this perk, you lose stamina at a slower rate, and when used by counselors such as Vanessa, it seems like they can run all day. Even the slowest of characters can gain an advantage from having this perk. Getting to cover and putting some distance between you and Jason is essential, and the benefits of Marathon cannot be understated, especially on the larger maps such as Jarvis and Pinehurst. The downside to this perk is the rate of stamina regeneration, but without Marathon, you will get caught much quicker. Sitting above all the rest is the most popular perk for a counselor to use. It's the gold star and top of our list, thick-skinned. Unless you're extremely lucky, you will get hacked at some point by the serial killer, and if he gets you limping, it's virtually game over. Your perks also carry over to Tommy when you return to the game as Jason's rival, and as Tommy comes equipped with a pocket knife, he will often find himself being slashed as opposed to grabbed. You need to gain distance from Jason before spraying up. If you're limping in close vicinity to him, using a medi spray is ineffectual. He will simply grab you or slash you, once again negating your healing attempt and killing you on the spot. Choosing this perk also increases your chance for stumbling, but stumbling is better than limping, and gaining a moment of respite will better your chances of survival. So there you have it. I hope you found this video to be both entertaining and informative. Let me know in the comments section if there was something I didn't detail or cover. In the meantime, check out my channel for more Friday the 13th The Game content. Until then, take care and have a good day.